Our 1968 mobile home had tons of work to do all over the place, but we tackled each space at a time so that it wouldn't be overwhelming. And in this video, I want to show you how we transformed the master and the guest bedrooms and the hallway. They were all interconnected, and how they went from really dark and scary into something nice, bright, and relaxing. I got tips and tricks for you and things that I think you should know before you get into something like this so that it's easier for you and you're a step ahead of the game. I can't wait to share this. Let's go. We're starting with the before of the master bedroom, and as you can see, everything was paneling everywhere and carpet, and the windows for some reason come with those little curtains on top. It's also in my current house, that's how they were. I don't know why, but everything was carpeted. And the first thing that we did was that we started painting everything. I think that's one of the first things and the most impactful things that you can do for a house, just paint. It's not that expensive and it just brightens up this space, changes the complete mood. And that just gave us like hope, because everything in the beginning was really scary. I removed the strips from in between the paneling, just like you see here, that has a better view here in the living room. And then I patched up everything so that everything would be smooth. There's actually special drywall for the manufactured homes, and it's a 1/4 inch thick, which doesn't add as much weight to the house, which is a concern when you're doing renovation on these houses. And it just looks way better. And I would have saved so much work doing all the patching, guys. I wish I could have known before, but I'm telling you now so that you don't spend so much time patching up walls. We did end up putting drywall here, which is a 1/2 inch, but it was okay. It was only on that side where we did the renovation for the bathrooms. If you haven't seen the video where I did 2 bathroom renovations, go ahead and check it out after this one. You're gonna love the ideas. And thank you so much to all of you who have subscribed over the past couple of weeks. It has been so sweet and exciting to see your comments, your encouragement, your stories as well. It's so exciting to share what we've gone through with this reno in our houses. And to those who are new, go ahead and like and subscribe. This is the moment. Hit that button right now. That way you can see more content like this, and YouTube can show this to more wonderful people like you. As you can see, we ended up getting a van full of laminate flooring from Costco, and I had made my calculations according to the square footage, and I got 60 boxes. It was a little bit over. We had to return about 10, I think, but it was better to have more than to be short. Here's a tip for you guys. When there's a transition in between floors like I have here in between the master bedroom and the bathroom, it's good to use those transition strips, and this is how they end up looking in between the floors. They just make things finished and looking better. And look what a difference just the paint and new flooring can make. This one was one of the first nights that we finished the master bedroom's floor and the hallway, and we were so tired, we just wanted to finish everything, but there was still the living room and dining room to finish. That video is coming up, so stay tuned. Next was my room, and my dad had a ton more staples to take out. He's a hero. There was so many there, I can't believe it. But we ended up also using some plywood to level the floor there, because everything was going like down. There was like a little step in, because this is a double wide, so there was a little step in between the two sides. And if I had known before, we could have also hired somebody to do some leveling for the house. So we ended up doing that later, but it kind of moved things around, and I'll show you that later. Here's another transition situation that I had. It was between the bedroom and the hallway. So I used this T-molding to bridge the gap in between the floors. This is not my favorite way, and I found a better way that I'll show you in the next video, because when you use this T-molding, it's really hard when you're cleaning. Once all the floors were done, I was encouraged to start doing the trim, which really finishes off the flooring. Thankfully, I had been using my table saw for a while now because I was doing all the floors, as you saw. And so the next natural step was to level up my game, challenge myself, and just start doing the trim. So you can see the difference there, how everything looks so good. The only thing was those corners were super tricky. So I watched so many videos regarding this, but I came around one which tells you about coping. You basically cut the end of your trim at a 45-degree angle, and then with a coping saw, carve out the profile also at a 45-degree angle, and that just makes, when you put the pieces together on the corner, it just makes a perfect alignment there. There's no gaps. The space next to the closet was really awkward, so I decided to rip out the cabinet on top and utilize it so that I could put more drawers on my bedroom and a rod so that I could hang more stuff. I recruited my dad to rip that thing off, so demo day was in order and he was able to take it out. I painted, then patched up the top part and then finished the painting, and I was able to start putting things in. I did the rod and I had to move it a little bit because the clothes were too much out, and that way everything was nice and evenly hung. Then I made my first ever boxes, drawers. They were made out of plywood and they were pretty sturdy, I might say. They were not like the most professional, but they were sturdy. Then I did the fronts. I painted them, then sealed them nicely so that they could have a nice finish. I did that the same thing for the boxes, and I was ready to install the drawers. I'm adding a lot of my Instagram posts from back then because I didn't have pictures or videos saved to my camera, so that's helped me a lot. And if you haven't found me on Instagram or followed me, go ahead and do so. I have a lot of fun posts that I do for the things that I'm working on. The drawers were installed and all I had to do was put in the hardware, and that is actually the hardware from the kitchen cabinets that I got. I didn't use those for the kitchen, but I kept them, washed them, and used them here, so they turned out really nice. I always try to reuse and recycle whenever I can, and this was the perfect example. You don't waste money and you're reusing what you have. I also tackled the windows in this room, and the trim that was inside the window was in really bad shape, so I had to take it off and then put new trim inside. The trim on the outside of the window was fine, so all I had to do was paint, and that was fine. There was a lot of light coming in, so we had to replace the blinds there because they were the brown ones. I replaced them with these nice white ones that just brighten up the space, and it was easy to install. If you guys want to see an installation video, let me know. I have lots of material to make one for you. When I first painted the walls here in this bedroom, I didn't patch up anything on the walls, so it all came back to haunt me. I had to open the little crack that was there and with a utility knife so that I could work with the wall. And then I added joint compound, tape, and then more of the joint compound, let it dry. I did thin layers, all thin layers so that I could work with this, and then did some light sanding. And then I grabbed a damp rag and cleaned off the edges so that it would be nice and feathered and you wouldn't see the patch. My room was super dark, and the only way of getting some light in there was by plugging in a lamp. It was still too dark for me, so we decided to put in some recessed lighting, and the only thing that I have to show you for it is this, the holes that I made to get the lighting and the wires connected. And I had to end up calling a friend who's an electrician to come help out because I couldn't do the wiring. So he did it, and this is the result, a very bright and light room. And the lesson from my story is just to hire a professional from the get-go and know your limitations, because sometimes you spend more money and time trying to figure out how to get the thing fixed. To close off that top part from the closet addition that I made, I used a curtain at first, but then I thought of making a Roman shade and my mom helped me with that. I did a lot of work in the hallway as well, with patching up the walls and the flooring, and then we did paint. I started by painting it with like a gray color that was in fashion at the time, but then I changed it over to a white mocha, which was more of a clean look, and we were selling the house, so I just needed to have a neutral color in the walls, and that color was perfect. I'm in the master bedroom right now, and I'm showing you the closet space. And what I wanted to show you is what I did over here with this part of the closet. So this closet had a cabinet that was really strange. I don't know how they thought about that, but they had a cabinet on top. There was nothing in the middle, just like a mirror. And then they have the rest of the cabinet, the drawers at the bottom. So what we did is that we put a bar to continue, kind of like a hanging space for like the big coats and all that stuff. And then to close it off, we did a Roman shade. My mom was our main my main seamstress here doing the shade, the Roman shade, which turned out really good. I'm really happy about it. The master bedroom had lots of work done as well. Floors, walls, closets. I even made that headboard for my parents. That was a fun project to do. And the only thing I didn't get to was the blinds. But I did replace the inside trim to make it all new. Another fun fact is that I reupholstered that chair, and here's the transformation. And here is the view from the kitchen going into the hallway and into the rooms right there. Whoa, it got dark. Right there. Spacious. And here we go into the master bedroom. And the master bathroom. Right there. Hey Coco. He likes to go to the bathroom and stay there. He's a funny guy. And I like the shower tiles. I picked them myself. And here is the guest bathroom and my bathroom. And I like the tiles, especially on this one, because I like the gray. And here is a little bit more of that. And our view from the master to the kitchen.